All right, let's hope I'm on. Hello, everybody. Let me check this one here. It tricks me all the time. Okay, it looks like I'm on. There we go. I see a timer. So, hello, everybody. I hope that you guys are having a great day. All right, good. I can see I'm on. So, anyway. I hope you've had a great day and that you are off to a great start to your weekend. I am popping on this is just my second time being able to come on this week because Wednesday Facebook threw us for a loop and wouldn't allow us to get on Facebook or Instagram. But we're on tonight, and last night I had some mommy duties to do, so I couldn't come on in person, but I hope you had a chance to watch the watch party and get some good information and tips from there. I am coming on tonight because I'm going to be talking to you about what settling is costing you. So, and I actually was inspired to talk about this because someone sent me a message and they were saying that, they just really felt complacent with where they were in their careers. And so I wanted to talk about that because I know as good as anybody else what that feeling is like to, get to a point where you're just you're not doing anything to make something different happen. And if you're complacent, then I guess you're okay with that. But if you're in a place where you're really more apathetic, it's just that you don't have the motivation to do anything to make things different or to make any changes. And so either way, you're in a position, you're not moving, you're not making any headway. And so I just want to talk about what that is costing you in your career, in your life and in your career, but I'm going to mainly focus on careers because, hey, that's what I do. So I am Vashana Weatherspoon, career strategist and excellence accelerator, helping women who feel frustrated in their careers to emerge from stuck and surge to their next level of success. I am also the host of the Know Your Worth Career podcast, which is centered around helping women to maneuver some of the sticky situations that we find ourselves in the workplace as it pertains to equal pay, equal opportunities for promotion, having satisfaction and fulfillment in your job, understanding the value that you bring and your worth. And we have special guests to come on to help us to figure out how to actually address some of those issues in a successful way. So I am going to jump right in. Before I do, I want to give you an opportunity to like and share this video with someone who is stuck, who is not making progress, who is not moving forward in their careers, and you know that they can do better, that they have the potential to do that better, that they really want to do better. They just don't have the motivation or the insight to know that this is the time and this is when they need to be doing something different. Okay. I'm going to have to call you back, Nikisha. So at any rate, if you guys can hear me, somebody type a 1 in the comments so that I know that you can hear me and that I'm not just talking to myself. That's the first thing. If you would please just type a 1 and let me know that you can hear me. I would appreciate it. So that I know I'm not just babbling on and people can't hear me. But at any rate, as I was saying, if you know someone who is stuck and who needs a little bit of a push so that they can move themselves forward in their career, then I would like to invite you to share this video with them. But what I'm talking about is what is settling, what is complacency, what is apathy causing you in your career right now. And I want you to, as I talk about this, pay attention to how thank you, Stephanie Brown, for letting me know that you can hear me. Hey, David, thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. I just wanted to make sure. So anyway, so I want you to pay attention to how you feel as I'm talking to you about this very subject. And the reason why I'm asking you to do that is because when I was actually just thinking through this and, the fact that I wanted to talk about it, it brought up some feelings within my own personal spirit. And it really, for me, it was a heavy feeling. And I'll just tell you a little bit. There's this whole idea of energy, and we're all energetic beings. That's what I believe. And so if we pay attention to our feelings, it really gives us information. So there's this thing called anabolic energy and catabolic energy. Anabolic energy is that energy that's light, is energizing, it's really uplifting. And then there's the energy that is negative energy, which is catabolic, which feels heavy, it feels yucky. When you have those kind of icky feelings, that's catabolic energy that's inside of you. And so when you're presented with different situations, sometimes it's people, sometimes it's a situation, sometimes it's a circumstance, you'll notice that you have these different kinds of feelings. And when I'm talking about this particular subject, just pay attention to how you're feeling, because in me, like I said, it brought up some of that catabolic energy, and I didn't feel quite so right about it. And I was like, I'm going to tell people, when I'm talking about this, just pay attention to how you're feeling. And there's this guy called Rich Litvin. He is a coach, and he says, he has this philosophy that either if you're doing something, it needs to be a hell yes or a hell no. And so for me, the anabolic energy is the hell yes, and the catabolic energy is the hell no. So if you feel those negative feelings and get those negative vibes, that means whatever that thing is that's bringing it up for you is a no. It's a definite no. So let's jump right into it. So what is settling costing you? The first and foremost thing that it costs you is time, because people just want to email me and text me and call me when I'm on the lives with everybody. So anyway, it's time. So we all have the same amount of time in terms of a 24-hour period within a day. But in terms of your time, the time that you have alive, that varies from person to person. But when you are not doing the things that you desire, that you want, and you're not working toward them or making some kind of progress, the time is passing by, whether you're actually utilizing that time wisely or if you're just sitting around twiddling your thumbs. And sometimes there's nothing wrong with that, because it's meditation. But, if you have set goals for yourself and you are serious about doing the work that it takes to meet them, then you need to make sure that you are consistently setting aside the time that is needed to devote to that thing so you get the end result that you want. So when you get to that point where you're apathetic or you're complacent, that means you're not doing anything. You're not making progress. You're not moving forward. But that time is still passing by. So it costs you your time. The next thing that it costs you is, of course, money. If you set a career goal for yourself, you want to get a promotion, you want a new job where you can make more money, you want to have more happiness and fulfillment, whatever it is that you want in your career. We have the careers because the careers make us money, right? That's why we get up and we go to work every day, so we can earn a living, so we can take care of our lives and our families and all of these important things. And so it costs you money, because if you said you wanted to have a pay increase or you wanted to have a promotion, then if you're not working and doing the things that it takes to get to that point, that means you're not getting that extra income that you said that you wanted. And as long as you don't have it, then that's wherever you are to wherever it is that you want to be, and the income that's in between is costing you that, because you don't have it yet, but you still want it. You still have that desire. Another thing that settling and complacency and apathy cost you is your happiness, especially if you've decided that you wanted something and you're not getting it, and especially if you're not getting it and it's due to your own inaction, then that costs you your happiness, because you're not going to be satisfied. You're not going to be at peace, because you know that there's this thing that you said you wanted, and deep down you really do want it, but you're not doing the things it takes to get there. That causes a little bit of unsettledness in your spirit. And I know, because I last year, this exact same time, I was in that spot. And so, and I wasn't happy, and I knew that I was supposed to be doing something. There were things that I needed to do, but I could not get myself motivated enough to actually do them. So it was always just kind of in the back of my mind, and it was driving me crazy, because I didn't like the fact that I knew I needed to do something and I was not doing it, because those were the things that were necessary to get me to a point further down the road. The next thing is energy, and of course I've already talked a little bit about the energy, but this time I'm talking about energy in the perspective of having, you know how you sometimes all you can do is just lay down, you go to work and you drag yourself through the day, and you come back home and maybe you crash on the sofa and you binge out eating bonbons and watching Netflix or something, because you don't have the physical energy to do anything else. Then that's what I'm talking about. You're lethargic. You don't have the physical energy to get up and do something else to help you to, get to movement, get to start some momentum. It costs you your energy when you have decided you wanted to do something. You have this, this mental thing going on where you're beating yourself up because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, which kind of brings me to my next point, which is that discomfort that you feel, that mental anguish that you feel, because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You know you're not living up to your potential. You know that you could be doing a whole lot more, and you're just not doing it. And sometimes you don't even know why you're not doing it. You just know that you're not, and you're not satisfied, especially if you're somebody who is driven, who is goal-oriented, who is an achiever, a high achiever. Oh my gosh, let me tell you how that bothers a person, who is prone to that, and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. It can cause you some emotional discomfort, because besides the beating yourself up and having all of these thoughts in your head and telling yourself you should be doing this and doing that, that brings up some emotion. I talked about it in the beginning how, I was having these feelings like in my chest. I was feeling it when I was just thinking about it. And so, there's some emotions that come up with that, because you're beating yourself up for one. And when you do that, that's never a good thing. But it causes you that emotional distress, that emotional discomfort. Another thing that can be caused by just settling and not, really playing full out and doing what it is that you need to do to get to where you want to be is your growth. And growth is one of the most important things for us as human beings, in terms of helping us to feel happiness and helping us to feel satisfaction, helping us to feel fulfillment, is the fact that we are learning and growing and progressing and doing different things. And not that everybody is trying to rise up to be the president of some Fortune 500 company or whatever. People have different desires, different aspirations, different definitions of what success looks like for them. And so, we honor and respect that. But you still need to be growing. They say, when you stop, I can't remember, put the words together just right now without actually thinking about it. But when you stop learning and growing, it's the equivalent of dying. When you stop learning and growing, it's the equivalent of dying. That's pretty severe. So your growth, if you're not doing the things that it takes or that are necessary for you to reach the goals that you've set for yourself for this year, and we're 3 months into we're 3 months into this year now, and you haven't done a thing to help to get closer to where it is that you said you want it to be, then that means you're not growing. You're not progressing. And the last thing that it costs you, it costs your confidence. I mean, believe it or not, when you are in this state, in this frame of mind, and you can't get yourself up and you can't get yourself moving forward, it can affect your confidence. You get to thinking, well, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I don't have what it takes. Maybe, I got it all wrong. Maybe I'm just not good enough. Maybe all of this blah, 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 blah stuff that we play in our heads, can really get to you. It can really sink in. It can really affect your confidence. And, once you get to messing with that whole confidence and psyche thing, that can really keep you stuck for a while until you figure out, how you can get enough courage to take one little step to help to dig yourself out of that emotional and mental and sometimes physical, if you don't have the energy, turmoil and hole that you've dug for yourself or that you find yourself in. But what can be the payoff? So let's talk about that. What's the payoff for actually doing the work and doing what you're supposed to be doing? Of course, we know you can make some progress. You can you can finally get an opportunity to start taking steps, to start experiencing what it feels like to move a little bit further. We want to get closer, a little bit closer to what it is that you said that you wanted to have, that you wanted to experience, that you wanted to feel. I mean, you get a little bit closer to that if you start to take action. But if you don't start to take action, then let's see, why would you decide not to take action? You would stay stuck, you would stay stagnant, and the payoff could be that you don't have to face your fear, you don't have to be rejected, you don't have to experience failure, you don't have to risk people not liking you or people not being happy with, your presentation, with how you sound, with how you look, with what the things that you think, with the things that you express and say. You don't have to subject yourself to change. Change is very scary for a lot of us. Most people don't like change because it's out of our comfort zone. Our comfort zones. Fear keeps us safe. It helps us to stay safe by playing small. And so when you don't have to put yourself out there, then, there's no risk. You get to, feel good about as good as you can feel about yourself, knowing that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, what you said you wanted to do. You're not accomplishing, you're not moving forward, you're not making progress. So keep that context in mind. As comfortable as you can be in that situation, then you get to experience that. And you don't have to do anything. I mean, and I'm act like I'm excited about that. I'm not excited about that, but you don't have to do anything. You can just sit there. You can stay in your little quiet corner and just kind of hide out, and nobody will ever recognize you, and nobody will ever bother you or challenge you. You won't have to, risk being embarrassed or looking crazy or whatever it is, because or having somebody to kind of, there's this thing called Impostor Syndrome, and a lot of us experience that at some points in our lives. And so you don't have to be exposed, and people don't have to figure out that you feel like an imposter, or that you don't necessarily believe that you can do whatever it is that you said that you could do. So it's a whole lot of reasons why we could choose to stay stuck and stay stagnant and stay complacent and stay in that whole space of apathy. But in the end, you really want to look at, it's like the pros and the cons. What's the pros of it and what's the cons of it? And you already know what it's like to be wherever you are. But wouldn't you like to know what it's like to experience the thing that you desire the most, that you want the most? And the only thing that's really stopping you from being in point A to getting to point B is you and your thinking and all of this stuff that we tell ourselves, that whole mindset stuff. So, what would it be like if you could really have that promotion that you want by December? What would that feel like if you could take care of your life, pay your bills, feed your family, have a house to live in? I get a lot of messages from people saying that they're not making enough money. Their jobs don't pay them enough. These people are really worried about basic living, food, clothing, and shelter, and having a job. You get up and you go to work every day and you come home, and at the end of the week you can't take care of your basic necessities. This is a real thing. And so, you have to be willing to move past all of that, the fear of the rejection, because what is rejection really? It's nothing unless you make it something in your mind. You create a meaning around it. Because most people are too busy being worried about themselves to be all that engrossed and worried about you. So it's really us taking things in, giving it meaning, and then we allow that meaning that we've assigned to it to keep us from doing something that we really need to be doing, that's going to help to better our lives, our children's lives, our family, whatever that family structure looks like for you. And then something that really could have staying power for generations to come. I'm getting a little choked up here. So anyway, I just want to, I'm talking about this, but I'm not just talking about this to you guys because I just enjoy it so much. I already told you I don't enjoy it at all. It's just that I've been in this space, and I've been in this space recently. It was recently. It's not like it's been 20 years ago or 15 years ago. This was last year. And I had to really work with myself to get myself out of that space. And it was around this, what I'm doing right now, getting on this Facebook every night, coming on and talking to you guys and letting you know what it is that I do, and spreading my talents and my gifts to help other people. And so I'm passionate about talking about being stuck and stagnant because I have experienced that. I know what that is. I know what it is to have talent, to have, knowledge and skills and abilities, and you can help people. People, have just been letting me know how I inspire them and that kind of thing. So you have all of these gifts and talents that we have just hidden inside of ourselves. And we're letting all of these things keep us from sharing it with the next person when there's somebody out there who needs what you have. And in terms of your career, your family needs you. Your family needs you to step up. They need you to get that promotion. They need you to ask for that pay increase so that you can take care of, the things that you need to, so you can enjoy the life that you live, so that you're not just working and you don't have anything to show for it at the end of the day. Who wants to do that? What joy is there in that? So when I'm on here and I'm, just really going on and on about this, that's why. Because I know that we all have gifts, we all have talents, we have potential, we have abilities, and we just need to get out of our own way so that we can utilize those things to get us the things that we want. And it's not like everything is about material things. Taking care of your family, in my mind, you have to have material things to take care of your family, but that's a whole different level for me. And so it's of the utmost importance for me, and I know that for many of you, it's just as important to you. And so that's why I'm on here talking about this tonight. Now, I'm going to be done with this subject for tonight, but I don't promise you that I won't be back and talk about it some more, because I know that there are people out there who are really stuck and they need help. So, before I log off for tonight, because I think that's enough, you've had enough of me for tonight, I am going to I'll share with you an opportunity that I have been sharing for the last week, pretty much a week, I'm sure, which is my Your Next Level Career Action Planner, which I have specially designed to help individuals who are ready to take action, to start to do the things that they need to do to up-level their careers, and to do it consistently. To have some accountability, to have some guidance to help you to move you forward, so that you're not just wandering in the dark. And it is not a calendar, so there's no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday anywhere to be found. So this is not a calendar. This is a coach in a box, pretty much, or a coach in a planner, pretty much. So it's really helping to guide and direct you to start to take the actions that you need to take to move your career to where it is that you want to be, and to start to do it right now. Because in order for you to get to where you want to be by December 31st, 2019, you need to be taking actions right now, today, March 15th. And so the Career Action Planner has 3 different parts to it. There's a Career Action Planner, which is the whole purpose of it. But I know that, we work because we want to make a living. We want to make income. And we don't want to take all of our income and have to spend it. We want to be able to keep it. We want to be able to create a savings. We want to be able to invest. We want to be able to take vacations and take our children and our families on vacation. We want to be able to enjoy some of the money that we make. And so there's a part in there about personal budgeting and savings to help you to set goals and to work consistently toward those goals, to save some of your money so that you can enjoy some of your money, so that your money can work for you and you're not always working for it. And then the third piece of it is about your wellness, your health. Because if we don't preserve our health, if we don't take care of our health, and just make sure that we have that energy, that physical energy that I talked about, that we have that vitality to be able to go on a vacation, to be able to get up and go to work in the morning, so that we can earn the living, it's null and void. You have to have a combination of those things. And so I didn't want to forget that, even though my focus is on your career. I know that there's things that's important that's related to your career, and so I've added it in there. And you can get your own personal copy by visiting bit.ly/Your Next Level CAP, like a cap you put on your head, capital CAP. And there's a link in below, at least on Facebook. Sorry, Instagram, I can't write on it. So it's bit.ly/Your Next Level CAP, which is the abbreviation for Career Action Planner. Get your copy today and get started to moving yourself toward making progress to your goal, toward your goals, so that on December 31st of 2019, you can look back and say, that lady that was on that Facebook Live that night, going on and on about, being stuck and stagnant, is the reason why I can look back right now and say that I have accomplished my goal. I am, 3/4 of the way. I don't even care. Not that I don't care, I do care. But I just want to see you start to make progress. I want you to look back and see that you are so far away from where you were tonight on December 31st. You are so far ahead of where you are right now that, even that is just like, it's just like you won the lottery, okay? So that's all I have for you guys tonight. bit.ly/Your Next Level CAP. Career Action Planner. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will be back again next week. Of course, I'll be on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn for that matter all weekend long. But in terms of the lives, I'll be back on Tuesday. So enjoy your weekend and see you later. Don't forget to like and share this video. Bye-bye.